My dear brothers and sisters, I'm grateful for the opportunity to address religious educators in this worldwide broadcast. Thank you for taking your time, and thank you for all you do in helping to move the Lord's work forward. Please know that your success is measured primarily by your commitment to helping God's children become faithful disciples of Jesus Christ. Your success isn't determined by how many of your students become faithful disciples of the Savior. It doesn't depend on how they choose to respond to your teaching, your invitations, or your sincere acts of kindness. Your responsibility is to teach clearly and powerfully so they can make an informed choice that will bless them. Each individual has agency. Accordingly, I'll say to you, as the prophet Joseph Smith said to the first missionaries in this dispensation, if you do your duty, it will be just as well with you as though all men embrace the gospel. In 1916, Elder David O. McKay said, no greater responsibility can rest upon any man or woman than to be a teacher of God's children. The same is true today. A teacher who has faith and teaches faith is critical in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, especially for the rising generation. In just a moment, I'm going to read a quote from President Jeffrey R. Holland, and you'll see the connection. But I've invited a few volunteers to help, and we're going to have the Reeses and the Ashtons come forward, and Ruth is going to give you, they're each going to get a Twinkie. And as you know, a Twinkie is this vanilla cake with a cream filling. And I'd like them to open their Twinkie and start eating it. They each get a napkin, and I'll try to make this connection here. President Jeffrey R. Holland stressed the importance of focusing on teaching the vital elements of the gospel in 1998. He taught, we must revitalize and re-enthrone superior teaching in the church, at home, from the pulpit, and surely in the classroom. When crises come in our lives, the philosophies of men, interlaced with a few poems and scriptures, won't do. Are we really nurturing our students in the way that will sustain them when the stresses of life appear? Or are we giving them a kind of theological Twinkie, spiritually empty calories? So now that you've consumed that, partially, President Reese, how many grams of dietary fiber do you think are in that Twinkie?
8.
Actually, it's 0. Sister Reese, how many milligrams of calcium do you think are in that Twinkie?
Well, there's cream, so I'm going to guess 20. I don't know.
Yeah. 0. And Sister Ashton, how many micrograms of vitamin A do you think are in there?
I'm going to go with 0.
Okay, so she's quick on the patterns, right? And so you just made it easier on your husband. How many milligrams of vitamin C are there?
Oh, there's got to be none.
Okay. So when I was young, I loved Twinkies. If my parents had allowed me, I would have eaten nothing but Twinkies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if they had allowed me to do that, do you know what you'd be looking at?
You'd be shorter and wider.
Well, in truth, I would be a constipated, osteoporotic blind man with scurvy. And it's not a pretty sight. Thank you.